If you've not been here before, this is YouTube's sailing channel We Bought a Boat, and this is our boat, Dancing Bear. We are a family of 5 exploring the UK for our second season and learning as we go. In these episodes we're going to explore some new UK destinations, new marinas, and hopefully share the experience with you. So welcome aboard. Coming up in today's episode, I take the boat out for 2 days of solo sailing to see how much I've learnt and see if my skills are improving. I also do a review of my home port, which is Benfleet Yacht Club. So if you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe, and if you have any questions about this video, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so here we go, day 1 of the solo sailing. First task of the day, as you can see, task 1 is to raise the mainsail. As you're going to watch now, this doesn't go to plan. First off, you can see I've forgotten to take my bungees off the halyard. I am using the auto tiller to keep me pointed into the wind. As some of you eagle-eye viewers may have seen, I have not unsheeted the main, which is a mistake. As you can see here, I get in a right kerfuffle and it takes me several minutes to get the main up, but eventually we get it up and we get going. Right, so after the shenanigans of raising the main, we've now got the headsail out. We're cruising along next to Ian. You can just see over there on my starboard side. Everything seems to be well. The wind is predicted to be between 8 to 10 knots, gusting a maximum of 11 to 12. So very, very light winds. But in a moment, I'm going to do a bit of talking to camera, and the panic suddenly sets in as the wind rapidly starts to rise, and the day 1 solo sailing doesn't quite go to plan. So wind's picked up a little bit now. It's picked up to sort of 10-11 knots, so we're just doing sort of 3.5-4 knots. We're not zipping along, but it's nice and comfortable. Auto tiller's holding the course nicely, so that's good. Yes, like I said, we're going to do a bit of a review on Benfleet, because I've never really spoken about Benfleet. I mean, I've probably mentioned it in season 1, but in season 2 I've not really said a whole lot about the yacht club. But I think what I'd like to go into is, I think the benefits of joining a yacht club, particularly if you're getting your first boat, getting into sailing. What you can expect from a yacht club is a lot of support. I mean, that's where I met Ian, and as I've mentioned many times, without Ian, I don't know where I'd be with regards to my sailing. Probably nowhere near, nowhere near the things I've done in the last 2 seasons I would have been able to do without Ian, without his mentorship, without his guidance. You know, he's just been phenomenal. So I think that's a big benefit from the yacht club. There's a lot of support you can get there. There's people are going to help you. There's lots of organised cruising and organised trips that you can go on. So that's a massive plus. When you know you're out with other boats. I mentioned it before, it's so nice to know you've got other boats out there, supporting you, helping you out, giving you advice, giving you guidance. If you've got something that's broken, there's always advice. People will give you or help you out or point you in the right direction of how to get it fixed. It's I think it's fantastic. I think being part of a yacht club is great. The benefits to, well, I'll do the negative first. I think the negatives, you've probably heard me mention before, is that they're a bit we're a bit restricted because of the tides, but I think once you learn your tidal gates and you learn your tidal systems in the area that you're sailing in, you tend to be okay. So yeah, I think it's just all about learning. Just one sec, I'm just going to have to bear off here. Okay, so don't panic, we'll get back to the review on Benfleet Yacht Club towards the end of the episode. What's just happened here is we've been cruising over, the wind's been very consistent, it's been kind of 8 to 9, we've not seen anything really over a 10 or 11, and all of a sudden, literally within 20 seconds, it's gone from 10 to 11 and it's shot up to 17, 18 knots. Now what I've done here is the classic mistake, which is not listen to my own advice, is I've come out, and because of the kerfuffle getting the main up, I've completely forgotten to put it on the reef. And as I've mentioned in previous episodes, this boat is completely overpowered when it's full main and full Genoa and it goes above 15 knots. So what I've done is I've quickly bled the main, and what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get a bit of control back. You can probably see through this clip that I'm continually putting the tiller right over, because what she does when she's overpowered is she just tries to round up into the wind. So I've bled the main. I'm now about to bleed the Genoa, which doesn't really do a lot. As you can see, I keep rounding up, so I'm just trying to regain control. So like I said, I've bled the main. I'm now going to bleed a little bit off the Genoa and see if that helps. It doesn't, so what I decide to do is just to bear off a little bit, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bear off. I'm then going to put the auto tiller back on, I believe, from memory, and I'm then going to start furling in the Genoa. So I think I'm bearing off now, keep bearing off. The boat's a bit more under control now. I've bled the main, so I've lost a bit of power out of the main. And I'm quite happy with the way I reacted. In day 2, things go a lot better. I have a good chat with Ian when we make it over to Queenborough about what happens. What I was unhappy with was I don't know if it really shows in the video, but the sheer state of panic that sort of took over me, and the fear. It is quite a scary experience when you feel like the boat's getting a bit out of control. So here we go. I've bared off a bit. I've bled the main. I've bled the Genoa. I've got the auto tiller on. I'm just going to keep bearing off, and I'm now going to furl in and put a bit of a reef in the Genoa. What actually happens is this does work to an extent, but I'm mindful of the fact that I've got the full main up, and she just doesn't sail well with full main, full Genoa. So I'm furling in the Genoa now. I think I put about half in, which kind of works. But once I get this boat back under control in a few minutes, I suddenly then realise we're pretty much across, and we've got to start heading into the Medway, and we're going to be punching tide. So what I decide to do is to furl the headsail completely in. I turn around, drop the main, and then me and Ian start motoring up into the Medway and into Queenborough. So you'll join me next. A couple of shots of us going up the Medway. A nice little time lapse I did in the evening of the sunset, and then you'll join me next the following morning, where things considerably improve after my discussion with Ian and some advice given about getting it more balanced, and you'll see I have a much more enjoyable day. Okay, so you join me here. I'm just going up to drop the lines off the mooring buoy we've picked up at Queenborough, and get them all dropped, get heading out, and hoping and praying for a better day. As I said, I've had a good chat with Ian through the night, and he's given me some tips about balancing. One thing I am going to do is when I raise the main is I'm going to put the first reef in a hope that this is going to give me better balance, and you'll see later on that I have a much better day. And I actually say I think I learnt more on this day of sailing than I have in the last two seasons about balance and how this boat sails. And we actually do some upwind sailing, and she handles beautifully. So sit back and I hope you enjoy. Morning. We are just leaving Queenborough. Had quite a few bits to do last night when we got in, and it wasn't great raining, and we wanted to jump off and go and get some dinner. So it's Sunday morning, we're heading out. Looks like it's going to be a bit more of a brisk sail than we had yesterday. Not entirely sure what the plans are yet, and we've got hours and hours until the high back at Benfleet, so we're going to take a bit of a extended route back out, around and back in, to get a bit more sailing. But like I said yesterday, we've done this trip over to Queenborough many times over to the Medway. It's one of our go-to. If we're just hopping out for a day and coming back again, we'll often come over to the Medway, which makes a lot of sense. Easy facilities here, it's nice and cheap. It's only £14 a night at Queenborough. To pick up a buoy, it's a bit more expensive to go on the Hammerhead. But yeah, I rate this place as a place just to quickly stop off, get your head down, have something to eat, and then head back out the following day. This is a great location. I wouldn't want to come over here for anything more than a night to Queenborough. But it is our go-to. If we just want to hop out and get a sail for the weekend, we'll tend to hop over here. Or we'll go down to Stangate sometimes and anchor. But last night Ian knew there was a bit of a blow coming, which there was, which hit us about 2:33 AM. It was really howling. So it was nice to be on a buoy. The buoys here are quite protected because of the banks either side. So yeah, it was quite a pleasant night actually, even with the howling wind, which did wake me up because it was quite noisy. But we'll head out now, and once I know what the plan is and see what the winds are going to be like, because I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit more sporty than yesterday, so I think I may need to chuck a reef in the main today, but we're going to sort that out when we get out there. So I will update you when we're underway. Okay, so here we are, we're underway. We are out sailing. We've got the main up on its first reef, we've got the Genoa out. There is a turn, I think, left on the Genoa. We can't get it out because the furler line that we've got on is a little bit too big, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. Anyway, it's going really, really well. The sailing is fantastic. We're sailing in about between 90 and 60 degrees upwind. She's really well balanced, really having a great day. And everything just goes so much better. What Ian has taught me is to use the telltales a lot more, balance the sails, and kind of, feel when the tiller goes light that she's nice and balanced, she's holding the course. And you can see I've got the tiller pilot on here. We're cruising along at about 5.5 knots, believe it or not. The winds are between sort of 10 to 14. So nothing too sporty, but it's really great. We did a bit of tacking, as you can see here. We had to tack up and down, as I said, we had a long time till high water back at Benfleet, so we really kind of tacked our way up and down the channel, and it was just a fantastic day, and I learnt a lot. So the big takeaway from this is balancing. Learn how to balance your sails, how to balance your boat. It really makes it for a much more comfortable journey. So as I said, the big takeaway from this 2 days solo sailing was balancing, learning how to balance your boat under sail, learning to balance your sails, was just worth its weight in gold. I had an absolute whale of a time. It was a fantastic day. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to getting out next weekend and sailing again. We're going to be off to Chatham Marina next weekend, first time there, so we'll do a review of Chatham Marina. It's just me and Angela going with Ian and Kate. We're really looking forward to it. Coming up after this section, I'm going to do a quick review, finish off the review of Benfleet Yacht Club. I've got some nice drone shots there just to show you around the facilities and just chat a little bit about the benefits of being at a yacht club as a newbie to sailing. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch up with you again soon. Okay, Benfleet Yacht Club review. Let's start with our fantastic clubhouse. So here you can see a nice shot of our clubhouse from the drone. We've got a nice little veranda you can sit outside. Upstairs you've got a bar and a restaurant. Recently we've got a new catering, she's fantastic. Downstairs you've got great toilet facilities, showers, both women's and men's. They really have done a great job on this clubhouse, and they've clearly spent a lot of money on it, and it does have some fantastic facilities. So I've enjoyed immensely some great evenings here. It really is well kitted out, and the members are all great. So just panning back, you can see our Commodore here is cleaning off our rather large concrete boat ramp. That's where you launch your boats when you pull them out for the winter. I'm going to switch over here to a wider view, so you can see the boat ramp. We've also got a dinghy ramp there down to the left of the boat ramp, and to the right you can see our jetty, which is accessible about 2 hours before high and about 2 hours after high. So we often take the boats off the moorings and we pull up onto there to bring the family down. And in the background you can see we've got a large area with some boats up on the trolleys. That's where we pull out and we leave the boats over winter. We have a winch hut just above the slipway there that winches the boats out onto the trailers. And we also have a little dinghy park area just down there to the left. And those little green huts are the bosun's office, where you'd go and see the bosun about moorings. So it really does have some fantastic facilities. It's a great club. I highly recommend it. Although it does have the downfall of the tidal systems, where you only get access about 2 hours before and after high, it really is a fantastic club, and I do highly recommend if you're new to sailing. It's definitely of benefit to join a yacht club. You really are going to meet some great people in there who are willing to help you out on your journey to becoming a better sailor. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Join us next week when we do our trip to Chatham Marina, and we'll do a nice review there, as we've not been to that marina before. So thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next episode.